Hello everyone! So welcome to card number 13. Starting off, I used my Inkadinkado Cats and Friends, and I used my Momento tuxedo black ink to stamp this out. Next, I'm going in for the pumpkins. I use YR31 for my lighter shade, YR07, 04, and 09. So I'm going to go ahead, start with the lightest shade, and then work my way to my darker, and then back again. And then this time I'm going to take the darker shades and I'm going to start running them along the lines of the pumpkin just to give it more dimension. With this card, I wanted to leave more of the coloring techniques in there. And as you can see, I have my colors lined up at the top so you can see the caps better and the actual name of the colors. So this did take me a while, but it's got a lot of detail and I really want to show the process of it. For my cat, I start off with W6, and I use this for the darkest coloring. So I do my shading and the outline of the cat using small strokes, pushing inward. Then, for the second shade, I'm going to use W4, and I'm just going to try and make it appear as the cat is furry. So I take that W4 and I pull out some of the W6, and as you see, I can adjust this, and I'm going to go along, making sure that I can get those small strokes in. And then for my last shading, I use W1 and I blend that all in. And that's pretty much the process of coloring a cat. There's some great tutorials out there on how to make it look more furrier. This was my first time actually trying this technique, and I'm very pleased how it turned out. So, I'm sorry, I totally lied. So I did use all 5 of the colors. So I used the W0, W1, W3, W4, and W6 for the cat. So I start with the darkest and then I go to the lightest and then that's it. And now I'm just taking my W6 and I'm just going to add a little bit more shading in. For my hat, I use V99 for my darkest shade, medium is V93, and lightest is V91. So I start off with the darker, doing the V99, and then for my medium, I'm going to pull up a little bit more and get the V93, and then the last, I'm going to do V91 and blend everything out. For the brim of my hat, I go in and I use YR07 and Y28. Then for the greenery, I'm going to use G29, G24, G21, and G20. And I start with my darkest shade and then I work my way to the lightest using that in the very center. For my pumpkins, underneath, I use W6, W4, and W3, and then I blend that out using my W00. I'm just going to extend that W3 and take it up by the cat. I'm going to take my pumpkin Spellbinder's dies and I'm just going to center this and tape it off using washi tape. I'm going to cut this out with the white, and also I did a black glitter. This is Glitz by Recollections. I'm also using my EK Success. This one is Pumpkins. I believe it was Patch. I don't have the exact name for it. And I'm adhering everything to the front of the card at this point. I wanted to make sure that I lined this up properly, so I'm just taking my time and just placing it down. I also punched out a scallop by EK Success, and I'm placing this paper over it with a spider. I'm taking some of this ribbon that I bought this year from Celebration, and I'm taping it down using regular Scotch tape. I'm going to now place all this down, and for the kitty cat pumpkin, I did go ahead and put that up on some foam dots, and I'm just lining it up and gluing it. Originally I had done the bow on camera, but it just took too long, so I had to cut it out, and I just adhere that to the top using hot glue. Now, for the inside of the card, I just adhere everything into place, kind of following the same similarity that I used in the front. So, at this point, I'm taking my pumpkin stamp using Versfine, and I'm just going to use the little pumpkin dies to cut these out. And then I'm going to take my Copics and go along the outside. Adhering this to the inside, I go back to the front, I take the little pumpkin that I cut out with the ink, and then I'm going to take some of my glossy accents and just go over that and let it dry. So that completes my card for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.